cord so I don't forget, because it does it automatically normally. Share left screen. Then, as always, let me know if you can't see the screen or the pen.
I can see both.
Beautiful. All right. Okay, so for this set with blue, I think overall, game 4 being a wash is fine because there are clear reasons why. The biggest ones, again, I'm kind of assuming because I'm not in your head. I'm just watching the game and going off of what we've talked about. Game 3 was super close and came down to like one last interaction, and that takes a lot. Like that just takes a lot out of you, even if you win.
Yeah.
And then additionally, Game 4, blue took a larger lead early on than any of the other games.
Mm-hmm.
Which, between blue being really good at playing with a lead, and then the pressure of game, like, this is possibly your last game in the set, and you need to do something to fix the problem, and you're Kirby against Link. I think that also had a big factor in just the nature of, like, you kind of ran in a little more and got hit a little more than the other games.
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
That being said, throughout the set, your combo game was super, super solid. And like, I think it was very good. I think that you weren't converting them to edge guards very well. We can talk more about that when we get to examples, but I think that when you were grabbing blue, he was clearly concerned about it, especially later in the set.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a few more in that same way that, like, when Flark would dash attack you and you would CC it and he's at 120 and you kind of just down tilted him, you missed a few opportunities on whiffed grabs when blue was at Mondo death %. You would get like your own grab instead of a smash attack before up their kill %. But for the most part, those are pretty easy to notice.
Okay.
I think the biggest kind of like weakness in the set was the edge guarding, and more broadly, like even whether offensive or defensive, you don't like this ledge. Like it seems like you just don't like being over there.
Yeah.
Like your defensive play, getting back on stage, you don't really have a lot of variety. You don't go to ledge when you're being sharked or even edge guarded all that much. Mm-hmm. And offensively, you kind of just like. It looks like someone approaching the set of Jaws and saying, "Oh, there's sharks in there. Never mind. I'm not going to go into the water."
It doesn't make any sense considering who I'm playing, but yeah, that's definitely the case.
Yeah. Good news is I've seen some of your edge guards. And they can be very good, and the character definitely has the tools to make them very good too, especially against Link's like bomb recoveries, where you know what he's gonna do. It's just a matter of like. What do you hit him with in the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then this isn't the biggest thing in the world, and it is kind of localized to Link or characters with similar grab confirms, or non-grab confirms. When you hit "I'm dead now" %, you kind of don't act like it. What I mean by that is when you hit the % where down third air kills you, you're not particularly like it doesn't seem like you're really trying to bait out the throw as much.
Mm-hmm.
Like in addition to that coming online, let's say 80%, right? If at 80% it comes online, not only do you not want to get grabbed because then you die, but blue wants to grab you more because now you'll die. If that kind of makes sense. So he's more likely to pick this really laggy option because it has huge reward. Killing Kirby at 80 is like not the earliest in the world, but like consistently off of an unblockable attack, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's predictable to go for the options that won't get grabbed so frequently. Oh, thank you, Devin. Let me fix that. The stream title is still a little wrong. Wrong Kirby player. There we go. Yeah. It's not like there's definitely too much avoiding grab. Let's say 80%. You can definitely avoid it too much and just get clipped by like fair, It's a lot harder to contest boomerang bombs or like just backing up when you're in the air because of your run speed. But you need to play in the air more. You play around grab specifically more when grab will kill you. And then once blue stops grabbing as much, then you can go back to what you were doing because now he's concerned about, oh, what if Sabre like is trying to bait me into grabbing? Then I'm in trouble. Because these F-throw combos you can get a ton of mileage out of them at low percent. And at higher percent, if he whips a grab, that's a smash attack, right? That could be hammer. Like you have a lot of varied ways to kill characters based on like who are in 40 frames of lag, right? Based on what you want to do to them.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get a little more water, and then we can start the specific pod.
Okay.
Actually, shoot, no. Before we start the VOD, you mentioned that you had. Let me bring it up my phone so my computer doesn't go kaput. You mentioned for this session. Here we go. You wanted to define your goals. Have you thought a little bit more about that since last session?
Mm-hmm. At least from what you said in the summary, you wanted me to. I guess that's something I think you said would help put me in the right direction, right? So that's a hard question.
For sure.
That I have thought about and I do think about, and I think there's not the easiest way for me to really describe them concisely, at least all of them, but I know that there are goals, like there are macro and micro goals. I think the most important thing, honestly, is something that I'm sort of already on the right path on, which is good, but it's there are some areas where I need to improve. I think, ultimately, it has to do with a lot more discipline. I think that's the single biggest thing. For me, when I came back to the game after a long break, I wanted to try and develop like a healthier relationship with it. And I believe that was successful. Like 2021 was a really good year. I believe that during that time, I went through a lot of improvements like as a player, but especially with mentality and just like general outlook, and my situation in terms of going to tournaments became really positive. I think the other half of that is discipline, and that's something that I think is the single biggest thing that currently holds me back, and that falls in line with the concept of consistency. There are several reasons why I do not have that. Part of that may have to do with ego, like being scared to enter a bracket because of circumstances of stress of maybe losing a set or not performing as well, which is, it's its own self-defeating thing. The other problem is maybe maintaining a consistent practice regimen, cutting corners, which is something that I think is the reason why you see a lot of these glaring flaws, like not doing the most simple things like at the ledge and having these holes that lead to me really having trouble in sets like these. And other things like honestly could do with some habits outside of the game, watching VODs or just making sure I'm maintaining a healthy schedule and other things. So I think discipline is the number one thing. So I think that I would like to further my growth in terms of really putting this game on a pedestal like I would any of my other competitive outlets, where it's this thing that I put aside a special amount of time for, and that time is specialized and concentrated. And it is like that because I have these specific goals. And I think part of the problem of me just like being so hard on myself is because I know I'm not doing half of what I should. So that is the big one. And in terms of tangible ones, obviously I would like to do things like make PM rank, win certain events and stuff, but that all falls in line with that sort of goal that I mentioned before. So I would say that's the big one. I would like to be a good enough player ultimately to like, how do I say this, properly represent the character I play, because I watch these VODs and it's not enough, I don't feel like I would like to be a good enough player to do that. And that would fall into more tangible things. So
yeah, I think
redefining the play style will do that.
Yeah, So macro, like long term or macro goals, I think those are really important. I actually had this conversation with Jisp. I don't want to do the whole thing again, just because I think I've learned how to say it in less words. But the macro goals are like long term, why you keep playing the game, especially PM. Where like there's a billion reasons that PM is not the first competitive hobby you might want. You got to carry around heavy CRTs. There's like 40 characters. None of them are bad enough to like not worry about, which is a good and a bad thing. But there's hardly any money. This is the most money that's ever been in the game at this tournament. Like, so there's a lot of like logical reasons you might not want to play this game, but the macro goals are like, oh, why do I enjoy this? Well, it's fun. Why is it fun? Because I want to be better at disciplining myself, like as a person. I want to be able to consistently practice goals and make long-term progress. The micro goals are like, PM rank. They're the ones that like get you out of bed on the bad days. Like PM rank, results. I want to get top 8 at this tournament. I want to make top 49. Whatever specific tangible thing that you can aim at. That's for the micro goal. That's for like, okay, I know I want to sit down and practice I want to be disciplined. I want to like put aside the special time for this competitive hobby. What am I practicing? Well, I'm practicing stuff that will get me these results or get me these micro goals. Because practice in and of itself it sounds like that is one of your like long-term goals, is being able to set aside that time and like being able to have a healthy relationship with improving at this skill and, in competition. So I think, I'm running too big again. Practice. If I write smaller, it's easier. I think both of these things kind of lead to practice. Like having a healthy and consistent practice schedule. And consistent does not mean, every Tuesday, every Wednesday. It means, maybe consistent just means, okay, when I haven't had an awful day at work, right? When it's a normal or better day at work, I come home and I just play a little net play, or I just, I goof around with my little Kirby guy. Like, whatever works for you. But it seems like for your short-term and your long-term goals, or internal and external is another way to look at it, practicing is going to be kind of the action you can take that most easily gets you to those goals. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, let me clean this up a little bit. This will be very quick, I promise. It's because, so let's say this is your average, right? This is your baseline skill or ability to play on a given day. And this is New Year's 22, and this is New Year's 23. So this is 1 year. Over the course of this year, you're going to have your bad days, you're going to have your good days. The goal is for it to trend upwards, right? You want ideal, like in a perfect world, of course, it just looks like this. Like you don't really have bad days and you just always improve every single day, but that's not realistic, right? Like you're going to have, good days, a good month. You kind of plateau. Oh, you had a bad day. Oh, but you had a big thing. And you're kind of like coming into your own. Maybe you had a big upset at a big tournament. You're feeling good. And you're playing like to that level that you really enjoy. And then it kind of, maybe you plateau again a little bit. Or, I feel like I haven't made any progress. What happened back in April? Why can't I get back there? And then you kind of get back there, but you're still not 100% there. This is still progress. The only like time you're playing worse than your average at the beginning of the year is here. But the reason this feels bad is because our brain is hardwired to enjoy short-term things and tangible results, which we aren't always in control of in competitions. That's the word. And if you look at it does still trend upwards, right? You are still better at the end of the year than you were at the beginning. But all this stuff in the middle can really make the long-term like motivation suffer. and make it harder to practice, make it harder to kind of like have a healthy relationship with the game. The way to keep going, even when you feel like you've plateaued or you're having a bad week, having a bad month, is the short-term goals, right? Like, oh, I want to make top 8 at this tournament. I want to try to get the results to be on PM rank. I want to hit this cool F throw extension, right? Like, or I guess we'll call this sauce. Like, whatever.
The sauce is easier when I have Devin, so that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, Devin is insane. He'll message me and be like, "Yeah, I just actually did like 3 pivot up tilts, like pivoting 3 times an up tilt. My controller's good now. This is great." It's like, Devin, that's not the controller, you maniac.
Yeah, he's built different.
He is legitimately built different. But so whatever. I don't want to make it sound too like demeaning, but like, because we are just kind of like brains in a skeleton. Whatever carrot you can put in front of you that helps you get out of bed, it helps you kind of like practice and get back on the horse, when you're having these slumps, when you feel like you're plateauing, when you feel like you're getting a little worse. Like, these are the hard points that are going to really, really test how you can handle, like you said, a healthy relationship with the game. If you can get to this, if you can get through this kind of stuff, even if you don't get these results or the rank, or you drop all the saucy stuff on stream you wanted to do, if you can kind of get back on the horse and aim for them consistently, then that's how you keep this trending upwards. You like keep playing long enough and have a healthy enough relationship with the game to where eventually this trend upwards will make itself known, right? Like I said, like if this is the average skill for 22, then you have physically improved. Like, even if it doesn't feel good because you still have highs and lows, you have gotten better. Okay, I said I wouldn't do the whole thing, and I did pretty much the whole thing. Shit. Speaking of trying to be better, I'm over here living truly my worst life. Okay, does that kind of make sense? I don't want to like lecture at you. Makes sense. Okay, sick.
No, please lecture. That's what I'm here for.
No, but I don't want to like not involve you in the conversation about you, if that makes sense.
No. This is fine. I'm all ears.
Okay, sick. But yeah, I think that like it's the easiest ways to do that is to separate into the long term, short term. So like long term or internal, short term or external. Because if you have a long term goal that's external, that's a recipe for a bad time. Mm-hmm. Like, I think aiming to get on PM rank is a great. I'm calling this a short term goal primarily because it falls in external and it's a culmination of short term goals more so than a long term goal.
Yeah.
Like if you can monkey's paw this, it's a short term goal. You could be top 50 in PM rank if everyone stops playing PM. It's like, okay, monkey's paw, short term goal. Versus like, oh, improvement, right? Like healthy relationship with the game. You can't really monkey's paw that in the same way. So that's why I put it over here. However you want to put, whatever you want to put in these boxes, they're your boxes. But that's how I see it. Mm-hmm. All right. So speaking of short-term goals, damn, she's got the transitions. All right. Game 1. I gotta try. So this is kind of the same.
Hey, I did the run-up shield.
Yeah. I was actually going to mention that. So I start talking about something else in the first part of my notes here, and then I go, wait a minute, that was run-up shield, wasn't it? Yeah. And boom, you have not only the initiative, but even if he had backed up, you have the initiative, right? Because let's say he backs up. Wait, he's blue. I literally have to use blue for him. So even if he backs up and throws boomerang, he's left-handed. Even if he backs up and throws boomerang. Oh, okay. It was okay until then. You have all this stage now, right? Like like the concept of center of gravity in a mass in an object. If you walk forward, the center of gravity is now here.
Yeah.
So even if he he's done something you can't really punish, you have pushed him to the corner, which is great because Link doesn't have any shenanigan 10-frame half screen ledge dash with safe smashes. He's got nothing like that you got to worry about near as much. No 15-frame glint, invincible nair. God. Melee characters. Unlike Kirby, the brawl character.
Yep.
Anyway, so
hybrid character.
Even if this doesn't work out as well as it does here, and it doesn't work out great here, you like acknowledge it immediately. This is still like a neutral win for you, and it does. So that's obviously that's great. You drop it, but like even then, like
nice.
No. Like you have the room to make this mistake. Like obviously you'd like to not drop it, but you did. Center of mass is now here. His back is to ledge. So like, sure you drop the combo, and that is something to look at for sure. I'm not trying to minimize that, but even dropping the combo and only getting 8%, you get all this stage. Link is not a character that can easily just like go over you, the same way that like Spacey's kind of can. So when you get this horizontal, this tug of war, right? You push this way, and he can't push back because he's tech rolling. He has to earn that back. That means for the most part, that means you die later. That means he dies earlier. That means he loses options. He can't like back up to stay safer while throwing a boomerang or something. So even off of that kind of missed punish, that is still like a win. And then, so there, this little hop out of the CC. You CC this down tilt, and then you kind of just don't try anything. Excuse me. Specifically, this hop removes your options that are threatening here. Excuse me. So when you do this hop, if you stay grounded, you have...
Sorry, I think I like faded in and out for a second.
That's on my end. I don't know. My computer's weird. Okay, so when you do this hop out of CC, you give up a lot of options.
Yeah.
So we'll say hop, or airborne in general, but like hop versus run. Run, obviously run anything is great because you're fast enough to close that gap pretty quickly. Even on the down tilt, which isn't like mega unsafe. You have shield and you have CC. When I say run, I mean like running option, like running. Did I drop again?
No, you're good.
Okay. The recording will be fine. So it's recording locally. I about to say let me know if I drop. Like that's a thing you can do. So yeah, run, shield, and CC. When I say run, I mean running option, like running grab, or even like running drill, because you have that momentum. For hop, you don't have near as many options. Fair isn't a good option. You have the option. You could fair forward, but even a high percent, that's CCable. And because you're at this spacing, you don't really have a lot of drift mix-ups. Like you can like back up, you can get space. But that's something you already could do more efficiently if you stay grounded. Like CC run away, or even CC wave dash back, if you want to be a little more precise while staying front facing. That gives you a lot more control versus the hop. Like I'm sure when you short hop as Kirby, you give up a lot of horizontal control because your fair isn't threatening. And at least in that same way most of the time. Especially with P plus F throw. Like this run up. Hell, you can combine these options, right? You can chimera these two. Run up shield is a great option. You've already used it 5 seconds ago. He's worried about it. Run up CC, another great option. Kind of for the same reasons, but like it covers different things. Versus like when you do this little hop, you can't threaten. Like here, let me play the sequence a little bit. Because you do just end up short hopping away, not really getting even pressure.
Yeah.
Like you get clipped by the dash attack, but that's more of him like doing a burst option than like you necessarily being in range. Okay, I think this was that's a good little string. Let's see, is there an extension we could have gotten to that?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, if you didn't do the run, I think if you didn't, if you didn't commit to the run here on the back air, if you just did either reverse back air, so like, and then drift that way, or if you did like short hop drift back air, so you weren't too far away. I don't think Nair tumbles here, but up air might. So there's different options we can look at. It is kind of scary to try to vertically juggle Link though. And this is early on in the set, so I don't think that doing what you did is a bad call necessarily early in a set. Because you just got your percent and it turned out good. Same thing here. Oh, okay. I love this sequence. So like this combo breaker in air, later in a set this is much riskier because there's information to work with on both sides. But here it's great. Just like say that you'll enforce it. This is the cleanest. I'm so happy about this. Because we talked about the shield dead zones, and you went right for it. You went right there.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Because you even see he ends up trying something out of shield, and he just tries to escape, and then that latest hit of up tilt gives you that beefy extension. Boom. He's at 90. And a kind of similar thing with the Flarp set. He shows that he's willing to jump out. You end up covering it later in the set, but it is important that he doesn't change that until you go covering it. Okay. But yeah, that dare reset was great. Because I think that's better than most of the things you get. Because there's a world where this kills. Like the exchange here, there's a world where this kills.
Yep.
Versus off of this. An up air or a bear doesn't really kill here. Like, you don't get anything. You get damage in stage, but it's not scary. This is scary. This is some wacky situation kind of thing.
Yeah.
God, I love that sequence. Okay, next is at the 40s. Okay, so this will be the first instance of the edgeguard kind of issue. In a moment here. Yeah, so this bear. And you kind of just give it to him, right? Like, you get in this weird no man's land where, like, you're not really, especially by regular Link, you're not being threatened. Let me get a different color. You're not being threatened by bombs, right? But you're not going far enough out there to really intercept anything either. But you're also not really close enough to ledge to, like, abuse invincibility. So it becomes this awkward, just, like, nothing burger. And you even with all that though, you had the spacing right for the back air, you just didn't pull the trigger. Like there's nothing Link can do here, whether it's up B or tether, that can convince you not to press this back air. Like he can't kill you for it. He can't knock you down for it even. I mean, I guess he could up air you, but obviously he's not going to be doing that. So it's feel free to just press the button sometimes, man, An angle you can look at it is like, if you die for going too deep, then it's much easier to know how deep you can go.
Yeah.
So like, almost try to go too deep and then see how far you can go, and then still get back. Okay. Yeah, I love the run-up CC, the run-up shield. So like, this option here. But this is, again, that magic percent where down third air becomes online. And again, this is like the first stock. So it's kind of fine that it happens here. But there are definitely situations where, like especially later in the set when you're more used to the matchup, where you want to play around the grab just because the grab will kill you and other stuff won't. Okay, so this CC grab. I think you clearly had really good awareness here to go for CC running option. Excuse me. But the grab doesn't get you much. Like, because this is... Oh, are you kidding me? Ugh, why is my computer like
there
this?
There we go.
Okay, I am so sorry.
That's all right. You're in the middle of where were we?
What's up?
I think we were right at the part where I got the F throw.
Yeah, so you get the F throw. And this is good awareness to like get the CC to running option. Because, again, like down tilt doesn't do much here. And he actually does go for something pretty fast. So like going for the grab isn't the end of the world, but this doesn't kill. Like this can't kill. I think that trying to do either, I'm hesitant to say CC down B, but even just like CC run it up smash, like doing something that can kill will be a lot very valuable here. Yeah, because up there still doesn't kill you. I don't think he doesn't always DI it right, but even on the forward DI, I don't think it kills here. And I do want to give you credit for getting this CC running, like CC punish in the first place. That is still like, that's the hard part, frankly. Like CC into run thing. So if you can just try to notice the percent a little better. Because up until like 90, CC running F throw is pretty much a go-to. Like that's not a bad option in the slightest. But this means you have to play like, you have to get another hit.
I'm so cheeky. What's wrong with me?
I want to get a...
It does work. I just did it too early. Yeah, it was very close.
He's pulling the sword out of the stone.
Oh, man. That honestly should have hit.
His little toe. His little boot.
Yep.
But regardless, now you have to play neutral again because of the option.
Yeah.
Oh, that almost... Oof. And you're also now... Especially when you die so early to Link, like Kirby, I mean, not like a you thing, but when that throw is so threatening, like one more neutral interaction, even if it's just a single hit, and boom, you're at kill percent off of down throw now. And he knows it, right? So that's why he's, even though, and I don't know if he's in DFW now? I don't know if he's played a Kirby very often, but that's why just staying safe to those grabs is really, really important. So those repeated up to... Am I back?
You are back.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It happens.
This is a thing with my computer. I don't know why it's doing this. Well, I can't close Chrome. That's important. Let me close Spotify and Steam, I guess. Steam.
Be a shadow Steam download. You never know.
No, I capped those.
Oh, weird.
So, like, I've been trying to figure out what this is. It's something software related or hardware related, so I really don't want to mess with it because it's money, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, so... yeah. Like, you're at the percent where the throw will kill you here. So that's why I think just going for the, like, anti-grab up tilt is really good. Because if he nares you, who cares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here you get a tech chase, but you jumping here doesn't really... Again, jumping doesn't open up your options here. It doesn't make this tech chase any better. Because I imagine that this fair... Yeah, the point of this fair is... Oh my god, he looks like a maniac. Why is he T-posing? So this fair is like... It leads to grab anyway. Yeah. So why bother jumping when you lose so much drift and it becomes so much harder to cover? There might be like a time or a place or a character, but like obviously you know more about like Kirby than I do, but like a lot of your threat is going to be that horizontal run speed, horizontal dash speed.
Yeah.
Especially this is like the F throw, right? This character seems to be pretty easy to F throw, and or Kirby just in general seems to get a lot of F throw. Mm-hmm. So you don't make it any harder with any like fair one jab grab mix ups than you have to. I really, really like that landing nair extension. This is something also that it's never a huge deal against regular Link, at least in this set. But like trying to contest this, when he has a bomb, he's gonna throw it. It's like when Diddy Kong's holding a banana and you hit his shield, you know what he's doing. Like, just let him throw the bomb and then try to hit him. The good news is when he's holding the bomb, he can't dare, which is the biggest scary thing about that situation for you. And it's slow, so even if he AGTs up, like, he can't necessarily get it out in time. Okay, 3 minutes. Yep. The run-up CC, or, I guess crouch in this case, that's really valuable. Okay, so this one you did try to cover an option, which I appreciate. It's just that if he gets this close, it is kind of like a guessing game. I'm also amazed that you must have hit that right before it came out. So this position, when he's this close, usually if you want to try to cover multiple options, what is... okay.
It's okay.
I'm going to punch my computer. I'm not going to. But when you want to cover multiple options here, right, so let me actually back up just a teeny tiny bit. When you want to cover multiple options here, right, like you go to ledge, you have up B, you have ADT, air dodge tether, and then you have delay ADT. So like the air dodge and then the tether very late. These are the three kind of like biggest problems when he gets this close, when he's in tether range. If you use different moves, the more active frames, primarily down air. Down air's got not only got 1 billion active frames, but also like Mondo kills at 140. Then you can cover more than one timing. Because what you did here, you did this back air. That covered basically up B, right? So
Yeah.
your back air covered up B, and then either of these two ended up working. Whereas if you do, for example, a down air like at ledge, it's easy for me to say this also because I'm not the one playing, and we have the VOD where he actually goes to ledge. But if you do a downer at ledge, that doesn't trade badly for you if it does trade with up B. So I'll say, oh, that's so hard to see. I'll say like a little check mark for up B. Air dodge tether, check mark, because he has to reel in, or you just fall onto him anyway. And then the delay tether, like he does here, check mark. So you can cover multiple options here instead of having to guess. You can just cover multiple options. Okay, and then next thing is... So yeah, next thing is for both of the links, but especially Toon Link, you don't want to shark him when he's holding the bomb. Like, just let him get down.
Yeah.
Because he can't do his most threatening things. The most he can really do is be obnoxious. And then the worst he can do is... That wasn't even a combo, but like a stagger situation into a large combo. Because now you're at the magic percent again. It's been like 8 seconds and you are at magic percent death throw. Death throw, death air. Even, honestly, anything, even if it wasn't down air, would have gotten you at the bad percent. And then this is also this is one of the first instances of you clearly aren't going to go to ledge. Like, by later in the set, you haven't convinced blue that you're willing to go to ledge, so he doesn't bother covering it. Okay. I don't really have a lot to say about what is the misconfirm here? Oh yeah, it's just like a small tech error. It's game one, and it's like there's not really much to be learned. It's just like another place to kind of like shore up your tech skill a little bit.
Yeah.
However, this CC forward air, just smash attack him. Just hit him.
Yep.
You don't got to do your slowest aerial. That if either of those other two hits, he would have CC shielded it. So like you're making things a little harder on yourself than you need to. Speaking of which, same issue with the active frames, right? Mm-hmm. So in this situation, this bear sitting to the left, you cannot feasibly guarantee, no matter how good you are, that you will hit a bear that sends to the right here. Partially because if you hit this bear, he goes up, as you learn later in the set. But if you do down air, not only do you have a ton more active frames, you don't have to worry about left-right, and you can just kind of like keep him from hitting the wall to tech also. You're protecting the wall, kind of protecting the ledge by default, and you have a ton of active frames that are going to kill him if they make contact. Any percent where he can actually recover with his bomb thrust, he's going to die if he gets clipped by down air. So this becomes a kind of like more difficult than it needs to thing. And he's at Mondo percent. You get the grab really nicely by going in under boomerang, but that is another that you had to win neutral one more time than might have been necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. So this sequence, I might be giving him too much credit. He might have just like, so this up air. I think this up air is either a trap or or turned into a trap after it missed. Because he's just holding down and mashing grab. He's truly, because that's all he has to do here, right? You can't kill him off this. Or at least it's game one and it's Kirby, so he does not think you can kill him off of this. When I say it's Kirby, I mean that like the knowledge thing. Like if he does this against like Thunder's Range DK, that's a whole different kind of brave. Because that's very much in the like common knowledge that Thunder's DK will just kill you in one hit if you give him a huge opening like that grab. So while your punish itself was good, you need to be wary of like what he's probably doing here. Before the up tilt even comes out, he's hit grab.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like necessarily advocate for you landing drill and rolling through somebody, but going for options that will more consistently like get around these grabs or at least punish CC. So like drill grab. Oops. The issue with that is that it's moving to the right. So even if you get F throw, it's not your best. Well, actually, you're airborne for it. How does that work? Huh. So yeah, I guess drill grab in this case. It kind of becomes a trap because it's so tempting to go, ha, Link, you idiot. You've missed your big move. Oh, no. And he just keeps CC mashing big move. But yeah, that's something to kind of like keep in mind. Sometimes when someone misses a move, it's on purpose. Or they're at least ready to use it to their benefit. Did I drop? Sabre? Oh my god. Hello?
Yep.
I'm miffed. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay. But yeah, so sometimes when somebody is whiffing a move, it's either an intentional trap or they're still safer than they appear because they're low percent and can CC. Okay, I'm assuming you just missed the up tilt on the like empty waveland here. Was there something specific you were trying to do?
Sorry, run it back one more time.
Sure, yeah. So you get F throw a waveland, and you kind of just don't do anything. It's very weird.
Yeah, no, this. I was on something, and like I swear to God, I just don't. There's some things I just can't chalk up to like anything, but just not. Yeah, incomprehensible or just misinputs.
Yeah, like missed inputs is okay. That's a perfectly normal thing to happen.
Yeah.
You don't got to be so hard on yourself in that way. Like, I'm not trying to like rake you over the coals. I was just wondering if you were trying to bait something out.
No. Yeah, no, I don't. That's the thing is I'm not sure.
It looked cool though.
Yeah, it looked kind of neat.
A little neat. I do want to point out that CC or like duck under things, down tilt is much better at ledge here. Because if he's not ready, like if he's CCing at low percent, he has to like manually get to ledge with a double jump, which opens up an opportunity for things to go wrong when he jumps off stage. So like if he jumps a little too early and you down tilt him here, he could be dead. If he goes a little too low and he has to tether, Dare kills him. Like kills him. So like I'm not saying that you could have killed him there like for free or anything, but like whenever you can create that situation where there's a universe where someone dies, like a timeline where someone dies, it's always really good because that's a stressful situation. That's something they have to think about. Mm-hmm. And that adds up over the course of a set. I like that down tilt, or that F tilt rather. You're forcing the jump. And also here, you cover the platform, which is huge. It's unfortunate that this is the first time he doesn't like double jump out of that situation, but you have shown him that you are going to cover it. You remember what I was talking about earlier? Kind of the same way that Flarp was doing. You know, he'd get hit and then he'd just double jump. This is a really, really tempting double jump because he can land, he can shield, he can get his jump back, he can air dodge onto it if he needs to, but he chooses to go low. So, yeah, he got around it this time, but you got confirmation that he is making a decision on jumping or not every time that happens. He's not just autopiloting. Good weight on the tech chase. Also good weight on the bear. Same kind of problem with, like, you could just dare here and get better results because you have the greater active frames. But bear gets the job done when you delay that much, so it's fine. Okay. So here, this is a very interesting situation. I think that was rad. I think that was a really good idea, and I'll explain more specifically what I mean. So here, right, this is a scary trap. You're at magic death %. There's a boomerang coming back here pretty quickly, and Link kind of just, I think he either pivots or like shield stops. Like he faces you to make shield grab an issue. Okay, I guess he doesn't face you, but like he's only at 5, and he could just turn around and grab you if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
So just like literally walking off stage is great. It gets you out of every threat that could kill you. Mm-hmm. You do have to get back on stage, but it's harder to kill you in that way. And then you end up getting stuff for it. Again, you cover high, which I don't think is an error. I just want to point out that like Blue is intentionally mixing this up at this point. Okay. Yeah, so that's get up attack. You don't rely on many options when you're at ledge. You get up attack, I think, 2 or 3 times, which isn't like a ton through the course of a set. Do you know if Kirby has a ledge dash that's decent?
Yes.
He does?
I think it's pretty decent, at least from what I was reading from Eon. I don't know what the Galint is. I think I don't want to like be overzealous and say it was something crazy like 14 frames or whatever, but it's
probably not 14 frames. It's good enough for like roll. That's pretty good.
It's good. It's my ledge dashes aren't that good, but I know it's like pretty good in general.
Okay, I think that's going to be your homework for this week then. Yeah. Is just ledge dashing and getting comfortable, both getting more in vuln, and then seeing what kind of hitboxes you can get or what kind of threat you can get while invincible or very close to it.
I think optimal Galint is 12 frames.
Oh my god!
From like the let, so that's optimal.
That's more than enough to do turnaround up tilt.
Yeah, so it's really good. It's just like a GIF I have too, but yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, so absolutely put some time into that because if you can do that, that means you can go to ledge much more safely. Yeah. And if you can go to ledge much more safely, you don't have to like mix it up with your 5 jumps, your up B, your down B, trying to get down at 90%. You can just go, oh hey, what is Link going to do to me, right? I'm just going to go to ledge. He's going to have to kill me with fair, and then that opens him up for getting counter hit. Like that's riskier than a lot of his other options of wait for stone. Yeah. The next thing here, this is a really good punish on a whiff grab. Yeah, like that stone is like, that's a risk you don't need to take. That punish is exactly what I'm talking about. In this matchup, when he whiffs the grab, you have enough time to just visually confirm that and just kill it. Don't let him DI nothing. Just hit him with the C-stick.
Yeah.
He was holding down for the fair. Because last time, he can CC the fair 1 and 2. So he has another option. He has another out. Okay. And here, I think this is a very interesting situation also. So, oh my god, that was wild. So here, you push Blue to ledge. So he's at ledge, right? We're at 7:21, or we're at 5:57 on the clock. Like 5 seconds later, he's on the other side of the stage. So he got past you, which is fine. Like ledge characters are going to do that sometimes, especially with a bomb. So he got kind of above and past you, and then so he rolls out. He gets some setup, backs up with Zaire. then dashes back after whiffing. And he needed to here. You would have grabbed him. Like, this isn't like him being a coward and like running away for no reason. You have the threat of like grabbing him when he's that close. And he has to go all the way to the other ledge to like feel safe enough to turn around for the forward air. You have so much control. When you're on the ground, that threat of run-up grab, you have so much control that it pushes him back and back and back. Every decision he makes, every time he goes into end lag and it isn't actively hitting you, he has to figure out, how do I avoid the grab? Because that's what's coming. So I think you have more pressure in this matchup than you realize. And the reason that he's backing up is because he's trying to attack you as you're coming in, whether it's with a grab or a short hop, and that's a safer way to do it. Okay. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Oh, so good punish on that. That is like exactly what you needed. 20%, you just go for the grab. You don't go for anything that can be CC'd. Don't make it difficult. Also, props, you read the jump there. You just, it's a very tiny error on like the execution, but that's also, the spacing is also in blue fast fell. Like, it's not just a U thing. So in a perfect world, I think you can put a bear there that he can't really screw with, but it's like that's a perfect world where people don't make reasonable errors, and people do. There you go. That's what I wanted to give you props for.
Yeah.
So you get this bear. Also, you get this forward air actually, because the forward air is slower, or rather, the last hit is later than the hit of bear. You get this on a double jump bait. And if you just go here, guaranteed death. Then nothing to tech, no reverse hit, no SDI, it doesn't matter. Or maybe with like TAS SDI, he could get on stage. But even then, that's not good. It's not necessarily a good time. Again, good punish, noticing that oh yeah, super low percent, that is F-throw time. That was get up attack. I want to point that out again, because you did that earlier and it worked, and this time he killed you for it in the same game.
Yeah.
But here, oops, backed up a little bit. You get this regrab. Be careful trying to regrab characters that have like Link, Luigi style nairs where they're just mondo fast. In the same manner that sometimes covering high, even if they don't end up jumping, will convince the opponent to go low. Run up shielding here will convince them not to press nair. I'm using nair as an example, not to press their fastest button. Let's see. So now at 35. Okay, yeah, 31. Okay, sick. So, I think the only other punish I think might have been better was F smash, but that's also dependent on him holding down again, which there's no guarantee he was.
Yeah.
So after a bear, perfectly fine punish. And this bear, great. But you get stuck in no man's land again. And then you don't get the good punish on the whiffed grab because up there doesn't kill yet. So now it's just a really scary position. You do clean it out though, but
Yeah.
he basically has 2 extra chances here, right? So
Yeah.
here, I mean, I'm calling this no man's land just because like you're not really far enough to like intercept anything easily, but you're also not close enough to like dare and regrab ledge and like or refresh if that's what you want. So he kind of gets past you here. And then here, this spot on the grab is perfect because like this is one of those situations where, of course, like this is what kills you, getting grabbed. But then just the punish wasn't quite there. Either pretty much any of your smashes would have killed. And it is F-throw is a great, or grab is a great habit because of F-throw, but you got to be a little more conscious of like when they're at super high percent. Like if he was at the percent where F-throw barely stopped working, that'd be one thing. But this is like super, super dead to smash attack.
Mm-hmm.
Good sharking with up air though. And then 10, 15. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to go off my notes for this because we are getting a little bit up on time. So there is. Oh God damn it! Don't tell me. Am I still here?
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Hello. Ugh. Life is pain. Okay, so here you get hit. What do you get hit by? My notes are a little vague. Okay, so it's the boomerang. So you get clipped by this boomerang, and there's a very there's an impulse to jump back in, because it's your job, right? It's like Link is the character that can chuck shit. It's not Kirby, so you do have to go forward a fair amount. But he catches you jumping specifically after the boomerang, catches you a little bit on that impulse. Especially with Kirby attributes, you don't have to worry about that in that same way, because it's not you can't Wario drift into him and pressure him after that boomerang. Let me back up a little bit so we can see it again. So this boomerang specifically. Yeah, so you jumping forward doesn't really achieve a ton long term here, because even if you meet him in the air, you can't really, you're going to fair him. There's not really a ton you can do. I'll move past it quickly. Kind of same old with a down air. You have the answer to this now. It's just a matter of practicing it. And then, yep, confirm the up throw. Okay, yeah, so this is the one. You practice pivot up tilt in between stocks, and then you get one grab and you nearly kill him on Dreamland. I also like using the up throw. I don't know if it's strictly good or strictly bad, but it's definitely something that Blue probably doesn't know either. So yeah, this is a gnarly combo, because the little run makes all of this possible. I'm assuming that was a tech error. It's because it's weird. But then you shouldn't be doing this down B. You're just going to put yourself in 40 frames of lag, unfortunately. So the accidental hammer kind of kills your options for a... What am I doing? What am I doing wrong?
So, yeah, the up throw was something I was just experimenting mid-set, which was not... It's not conventional. I was getting shit for it, but I think there is potential there. I don't know. Definitely not the best idea to mix it up. Just try it in the middle of a set. But yeah, I mean it worked there, I guess.
Yeah, I think that against players that don't really know Kirby super well, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, so this accidental, I don't know when I dropped. That's why I'm repeating myself so much. The accidental hammer kind of kills your ability to get a clean edge guard here, but the slide isn't going to be enough. You're not going to intercept anything with this.
Yeah.
So you should have just kind of I think after the accidental hammer, you should just back up.
Yep.
Because you're still he's the percent where you can knock him off stage without too much issue if you're hitting him off stage. That back air, if you were the one in center stage, that back air would send him off stage and be an edge guard opportunity. But here it's just kind of he's on plat now. Okay, that was... Yeah, I like the little lavender on the... I don't know what port this was. Probably port 2, but I like it. It's not hard blue. Don't give him any advantage. All right. So here, you get a really good CC. There, on that down smash. Which is especially good because you're only at 20-something. You're at 20-something, Link's at 150. Link dies if he whiffs grab. He does not kill you if he grabs you. So he's less likely to grab you than normal. So... Am I back?
You're back.
Okay, I'm going to talk with you after this. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, so here... See, committing to true crouch here is really, really smart because you're not at the percent where you're gonna get grabbed because if he misses, he dies, and if he doesn't, he doesn't kill. If he hits you, he doesn't kill you with grab. So this is a really, really good CC. But then you fair him, and he takes 3% for getting a smash attack CC'd.
Yep.
Just smash. Just use your C stick, Sabre.
I know.
It's there for a reason. Embrace the floaty C stick meta.
Oh, I know. It's there.
Yeah, but the good news is that's a very easy to see situation. So it's not like it's and you do clean it up there. So it's not like it's some very nuanced thing. It's like it's easy to see. You know what happened. It's fine. Okay, you get a really good punish here in a little bit. Oh yeah, this one. I like this punish a lot. So the up air, and then that, even with the landing up air, you get so much off of this. And then he hasn't really done many of these dares. So like baiting one out and punishing it's really, really good. Okay, then he quick up Bs. And you just don't press there. You can press for free. He's not going to dare you.
I know.
He's an up B. He doesn't bite. He
bites.
Link is potty trained. Come on. It's not the end of the world, but it's just one of those things. It's like there was no threat here. Like he couldn't have threatened any other option. If he fast fell, then he still gets hit, right? Like you don't have to worry about anything. So this is one of those situations where not pressing doesn't have any benefits. Okay, another one of these, and you see that's what happens when you hit the back air. It's still not good for you. So even if you're right with his back air, it's almost better for him because he gets closer to stage. And then at 55, this kind of comes back around to the ledge. Because you don't feel comfortable on ledge, you do a lot of these, you try to force a lot of these landings with stone. Like hell, you got hit for this not 8 seconds ago.
Yeah.
You got hit hard for that too, landing up air. So then you gotta get out of range of a sword sometimes.
I know. I still am surprised that both of those hit me. Definitely was not expecting. Yeah,
the landing up air. That almost killed too. Good lord. I'm surprised at the F smash too. That feels like a call out.
Yeah, well I guess it was because I was trying to just bait him out in the same way, but it just went so much farther than I thought.
Yeah, that little step forward adds up. But like if you feel better at ledge, you'll feel less pressured, like you have to take those B move risks, right?
Yeah.
And then he'll also feel more pressured to either go out there and stop you or to like give you the space once you get that ledge dash down. Okay. Okay, yeah. So here is just kind of like noticing that you're at grab kill percent. That slide, it's kind of the same reason why he doesn't grab before you're at kill percent. Because if he misses, he could die, and if he hits you, he doesn't kill you. That slide's not going to kill him, but if he shields it, it's going to kill you. Like, it literally does in this case. So try to like respect, at least with characters with stuff like this, respect the numbers a little bit more. Like the same thing with Mario, right? Like, if they can kill you off a grab, don't do stuff that's minus 30. It's just not, like, unless you really have a hard read on them, it's just not worth the risk. Okay. Next thing actually here. Yeah, also, let me actually back up a little bit. So once you like blue obviously has the lead here, and now he has you at kill percent. So like this game is not looking great. You end up challenging a lot more directly because you feel a lot more like threatened. Like you have to go in to fix the problem because the problem is only going to get worse the longer it happens, the longer it goes without being fixed. But oops, I'd like to point out. Yeah, it is 2 stocks to 4. He can get more chip damage than Kirby can. You have 7 minutes. Like,
yeah,
you got time, and you have two games left. You can afford to just run. Like, I'm not saying try to time out at a deficit, but like, you can pick and choose your battles here. Also, I like the idea for that dare reset. He just happened to be a little ready for it.
There was, I was not at the proper height, but there could have been a landing option there. Like that was the point. Was my nair would have been faster than his grab.
Oh, gotcha. I like it even more then.
Yeah, and then like earlier, you saw how I did a wave land out of it to get behind him.
Yeah, even if he's shielding, it's fine.
Tight. Yeah.
Well, the issue is you can't get behind him grounded. You don't want to be in the air above him.
No, yeah, but this would have worked if I was.
If you get that dare nair, yeah. I really, really like the idea.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's kind of one scary thing about this matchup is that your kill confirm out of grab is so much later than his, and he can, like, the threat of him just kind of getting this chip damage is really, really threatening. And it can kind of convince you to, like, go in a little more aggressively, a little more impulsively. But there, you secure that there. And now I want to go to one of the last parts of the set. Oh, I think I was giving you credit for the sick read here. Yeah.
I still got hit too. What the fuck? Wow.
Kirby should move slower in stones. That way this doesn't happen. I agree.
I don't know about that.
This is an option that kills, but I think that it's also super risky compared to just like baiting it out. Even if you shield the dare, it's fine because he's up 8%.
Yeah.
Just baiting it out. But it is fun. I think, so kind of to recap, this game obviously, especially on paper, kind of looks bad, but there are different factors going into it that make it more understandable. Game 3 going down to like last interaction almost is very draining. And playing against this archetype is also very draining, especially when you have the deficit very early in the match. Like, you had 7 minutes left and you were at 2 stocks to 4. Like, that takes experience and, like, intent to play through. Additionally, I know you don't think your combo game went super well, but when it was on, it was on. And you did, for the most part, you never really overextended super bad, which is very, very important against this character.
Yeah.
Because if you overextend, you just get double jump dared. And that didn't happen, so that's a win. I think the punish game of like the whiffed grabs, you dropped a few guaranteed kills. Like when you spot dodged or like crouched to grab, it just went and got your own grab before up throw percent. But aside from that, I think the only other huge, I don't want to say problem because that sounds rude, but the stocks he got away with that he shouldn't have was from edge guards. You don't want to give him the opportunity to like get hit. So actually, I'll just use this, right? So if he's coming in here with bomb, whatever noun they put after bomb, or verb rather, you want to just kind of like just toss your down air right here. Get your twinkle toe down air. Because that'll kill him. At the percent where he can recover with bomb, that'll outright kill him. And it's also way, way more active to where you don't have to make a read. You don't have to make a read on his DI. And this is more effective the closer you are to him, by the way. So like it's safe at ledge and easy in case you miss. But if you're over, I can't move them in this, but if you're over here, right? If you're over here, then he has even fewer DI angles on his bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That like matter. And also, even if you like only get a single hit and he gets the world's best meteor cancel, who cares? He's still dead. And then the last thing was just kind of respect like the kill confirms a little more. This was mainly in game 3 and 4, but you weren't really playing around like, oh, he's going to be mashing grab when I'm at 80, as much as you could have been, especially for how much end lag that move has. So in the same way that like if he's at 180, you know that grab kills him. When you're at 80, you know that his grab kills you. So he's gonna be going to that option more. You'll want to be. Let me actually see if I can get a better. See if I can get y'all on the ground. Just y'all on the ground. You want to avoid the danger zone, which I think it's just a hitbox is here, here, here. But it can grab you if you're crouching sometimes. So what you can do is you want to be either behind him. So if he's in shield, right? You want to be here behind him. That gives you really good up tilt pressure, like how you started this out as well. Or you want to be kind of above him drilling, ideally behind him. Or just not giving him the gap to shield grab. Those things aren't always possible, but like that's what you want to strive for. And this is a kind of a unique case because Link, not only does his down throw dare confirm probably the earliest guaranteed kill on Kirby, but also it's one of the laggiest. When you have like Mario down throw, that's when it gets really rough, when it's a more well-rounded character. Or Mario down throw kills you, and Mario down tilt kills you, and like back air out of shield is better, etc. But against characters that have like exploitable things like the end lag, and to a lesser extent, like Kirby can't use this super well, but like can't grab airborne super well. It's not consistent at that. It's only very close to him. You want to bully the character for their negatives. Because if we look at the positive, Link is just top one, right? If we look at the positive, grab confirm kills like the cast at 80, up B kills at like 70, boomerang and bomb are annoying, fair is huge, but like there's negatives too. So like end lag, it doesn't grab airborne. And the same way that like Kirby F throw is amazing, there's bad things about that and or Kirby's attributes also. He can't like do the thing Wario does, where you drift left and right. The puff like left right grab mix up. All right, so that's the set. I know we also talked about setting like internal, external, or macro, micro, or short-term, long-term goals. Is there anything you want to hit on before we break for the week?
Yeah, I think that another thing to note that ties into it is how much stock I put into like the punish game and like the absence of thought and all these other interactions that really shows here. Because when it doesn't in these sets, when the punish game like isn't on the way I want it to be, then then I usually there's like this presence or a threat that's just not there that usually is. It just feels like every time I watch these sets where I do well, it's like I was able to establish maybe not necessarily a momentum, or maybe it is, but like a presence or a threat. And then when I can't set it up, it's just not there, and it's just like not a problem. And I think that ties into all the things you mentioned. When I'm not challenging these people double jumping, I'm not establishing these early threats and just let them do as they please, then I'm just putting myself in this position that makes it very difficult to get to the point B that I want.
Right.
So putting too much stock into that just one thing is just a product of carelessness. And just because I like, it's because, what I like is getting long combos.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine because you can use that to your advantage. Like you mentioned, if you can get those combos off F throw a lot more consistent, then all of a sudden, Link is going to have to like give up stage more frequently or like have to guess on the grabs, Yeah. And the same way that like Link grab is a problem at this percent, your grab is going to be is a problem in the same way. So we were looking at like if we look at only the positives, it kills at 80, it's very long range, you can do it out of shield, all those things. These are problems to solve by bullying Link, like, you want to, by bullying Link in shield, by being behind him, you're not giving him the time. You need to give your opponents the same kinds of problems where they go, this stupid F throw, Kirby's like fast enough to threaten it. How do I check Kirby on the ground? Like, if I whiff down smash, I get grabbed. If I whiff jab, who cares if I hit jab? So all that run speed, he's got a big combo. There's a ton of combo variety. Which way do I even DI? Like, up throw kills eventually, so I can't even start shielding at any point. Like, it's not even a percent where I can just start shielding. If you can give them these problems, they naturally have to worry less about their own stuff.
Yeah.
If that kind of makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
There was I forget who it was. Somebody in Colorado PM, I think. I was watching a VOD or a stream. Somebody was saying, you can't just solve all the problems your opponent gives you because then they can't be wrong, right? Like, if you're spending the entire match going like, okay, I need to get around Link down throw, and Link fair is going to kill me at 103, so I need to not do that, and I'm going to do this instead, then you're letting Blue just play Link.
Yeah.
And once you get to this level, letting someone play their character is scary because they're going to body you. Not like a you thing, not like they're going to body you Sabre, but just like pretty much any top 30, top 50 player in the world, if you let them play their character uncontested, it is so hard to defend against. They are so good at that point. So you need your own offense needs to have that threat to where they have to go 80-20 offense defense. Where they can't just go 100% Unga. I say Unga, 100% offense. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. And ways to do that is to give them more problems to solve. Like ledge.
Yeah, no,
it's so good. You get 12. You get turn around up tilt. You get run up grab. You get down air. And you got to use that. It's so good.
Yeah, I know. I have to practice it. Oh, I wish I had a land set up here too. I don't think it really makes too much probably doesn't make that much big of a difference to be practicing tech on a computer versus on land, but
don't super know, but it'd be like a frame most. It's very, very minor.
That's good.
Hell, you might be able to just set up a solo net play session. If it's a frame faster than console, set up a solo net play session to set the buffer whatever higher you need to.
Yeah, that's actually usually what I do, is I just go into solo net play lobbies and do some solo training there, which helps. And it's not really too big of an adjustment either way.
Yeah, it's only a frame or two.
Yeah.
Offline launcher is same lag as CRT, assuming good monitor. Thanks, Moto. Oh, so yeah, this is a very funny frame of Link just breaking the fourth wall and being like, blue.
Watch this, guys. I'm going to grab him again.
Dun, da, dun, da, dun, da, dun.
What are you going to do about it?
The gang gets down throwed.
Yeah, the gang gets down, throw down aired.
Danny DeVito would definitely be like a heavy floaty.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito in Samus power
He's
suit.
Wario. What do you mean?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
I have a different person in mind for Wario.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay, cool.
Kirby's kind of looking at the screen too. Yeah, just, like
yeah, a little bit.
Just like looking at the guy operating the camera. Just like what is happening?
It's got the camera now. Just come on.
All right. So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to hit before we broke for the week?
I don't think so. I think I know what to take away to practice.
Awesome.
So we'll focus on that for next time.
Sick. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the stream here. Thanks for hanging out, Moto. Thanks for the correction on both the offline versus CRT lag, and for the apparently Moto might be able to hook you up with the console setup if you want it.
Oh, well, that's very nice, honestly. I would appreciate that.
Okay, so go ahead and get in contact with him then.
Yeah, I have been. I feel bad because I've been meaning to go to like some of the events. I got disgustingly sick before one of the monthlies, and then I was just irresponsible and just like did not get enough sleep the night before last weekly. I don't know. There's just a lot going on. I got schoolwork, but
yeah, I think both of those are the right decision. Like day of though, like if you know you have 2 hours of sleep and it's just not going to be a good time, just don't go.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way.
Because
I shouldn't push it.
Yeah, especially when you're trying so hard to improve and get results in practice, it's gonna just make you feel worse about it that you're not up to snuff, even though it was something in your control yesterday, but it's not in your control anymore.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the stream here. Catch you all in chat later. This will be up on my YouTube. It should be down there. I pointed, Sabre. I pointed down at my Twitch panels.
Gotcha.
Why am I still okay?